my Scrappy friends, this is Hannah with you today, and I am sharing a layout that I posted to my Instagram earlier this month for Shimmerz, and this is for their October. They had a color challenge, and so I wanted to share with you how I actually made this layout. So right now I'm getting some leaves situated, and I'm gonna just kind of assemble them on this white cardstock. It is covered with gesso, and I'm just gonna put these on here, trying to be precise without being precise. So the color that I am using for the color challenge is Pop Art Pink, and it's a pinky coral color. So it is a Vibez. And so it has shimmer in it, and it's really pretty, and I'm just spraying it on the background. I want it to be like a mask. So I'm doing this, and this is what is part of what's going on. So then I'm also going to take this other shimmer spray that is not a Shimmerz, it's a Shimmerz, and it's called Bronze Bombshell, and so that is a close-up of what everything looked like when I was done. Sorry for how fast it goes. I should have left that on for an extra second. So I also wanted to do some other stuff. And this is the awesome thing about the Shimmerz products that I really like, is that you can use them in a whole lot of ways. So the texture paste, I just don't have to like smear on. I'm going to make lines with it. And I'm just using my palette knife. This is a little bit harder just because you really have to coat it, and it's not going to be perfect, but that's kind of what I like about this. So I'm just making some lines, and we'll see what I end up doing with this. At this point, I have no idea. I'm just playing with the product, and if you've watched my videos, you know this is really how I go about creating. I really like to see how things feel as I'm working with the products, and then from there I decide what else. So I wanted to use more of the color Pop Art Pink because at this point I've mixed some spray on there, some other sprays, but I felt like I didn't want it to get lost, and the whole point is to use this color, and I felt like using it in multiple ways would really help. So I'm adding some white acrylic paint, and then I'm just spraying the spray in the paint. And I'm trying not to use so much that it's really watery, but I want to use a little bit of it. So I'm adding some like plus marks or crosses, plus marks. We'll call them plus marks because that's my jam. And and I'm just adding a few of them here and there. You're really not going to see them that much, but later I took some of that and I added it to a glassine bag with a cut file that I had that had a heart with a leaf. So I did that on the glassine bag, and I am going to use the glassine bag in my layers. So everything's dry now. I am going to apologize for the lighting not being as great as I would like. It's starting to get darker, and my room the lighting in my room stinks. And I think I had my one lamp like off, like not centered as much as I would like. So I try to do a lot of my creating during the day, so the lighting isn't as bad, because I feel like there's a lot of shadow. So I'm sorry for that, but you can see what I'm doing. So I'm taking some of these Spiegel Mom Scraps sequins, and I have a ton of them because I used to be on their design team, and I love sequins. I just don't always remember to use them, and now that I don't have them sent to me all the time, yeah, so I am just kind of picking some spots And I wanted to put these on first before I add any layers or anything, because I kind of want it to just feel organic-y, I guess. And I wanted the sequence to kind of come out of where my layering is going to be, because, you know, I have to layer on a layout. So I really liked how this turned out. I like using real leaves as a mask. It's just kind of fun. It's just a fun way to kind of play with nature and products, and you're not going to get a perfect outline of stuff, but you get something really cool. So I did mix a few different bags together, and I should have written down the ones that I used, but did I do that? No. So the packs that I'm using are older packs, so you probably can't even get them anymore. As I know, Jody doesn't really keep a lot of extra old packs on hand. So I had a ton of extra sequins left. So what did I do? But just covered that tag with some glue, and I'm just adding quite a bit on there to just cover that spot up. And then I don't have to put all these sequins away. It really was a lazy moment, but it ended up being something fun and cool. And so, yeah. So now I just have a few. So that's the glassine bag that I was just talking about that I used some of that paint with. I don't think I recorded doing that, so I just took a cut file and used it on the bag. So now I'm gonna put this picture of some leaves from my yard. We have a really nice tree that changes colors in the fall time, and so I usually try to every year get some pictures, and this year I feel like our tree really had some nice colors. I think it's just the way we had a lot more rain during the summer this year, and the cold came really quick, but then it kind of got warmer again, and so I think just the fluctuations of how the weather were. So I took those little alphas and I'm putting it on the bottom of that picture. You can't really see it very much, but in real life you can see it. Isn't that usually how it is, right? Sometimes on the video you can't see things. That's good. But they are gold, and I thought that it would work well with the red color. So, yeah. So now I have to remember. I'm about to think what I'm doing. So if this seemed a little choppy, it's because I was doing what I try not to do when I do process videos. So I try not to talk with people. So I have a Scrappy bestie that a lot of times we like to FaceTime, and sometimes I try to do scrapbooking stuff that I'm not recording, but I was in the jam, and you know, in a flow, and so I was recording this. But it just means that sometimes there's these breaks in time when it seems like it took me longer to get stuff done. So I did take some twine and put it around the bottom of the photo. I thought that would look kind of fun and more organic-y. And sometimes I really try to get different textures and materials on my page. It just kind of helps, especially when you're working with lots of layers. It just kind of helps break things up a little bit and create some interest. And I am really sorry that I'm building that cluster and you cannot see my layers at all. Since I've done this video, I will say I worked a little bit on trying to figure out more of where I am, and I think it's because my stand sometimes moves when I put my thing in there, and so I thought I was more in view, but I apologize. So I'm using some different papers and adding some stuff. So in a minute you are gonna see I do have this leaf paper from Felicity Jane. It's old. It's a couple years old now. Maybe not a couple. It might be. I got it when they do their sale, to get rid of older stuff. So here we go. Now you can see a little bit. So I'm really trying to pick colors that kind of go with that pop art pink. Like I said, it's like a pinky corally type of color. It definitely is pink, but it definitely has some other colors in it that make it a little bit more, like the shimmer in it is more of a less pink than the color. So the color that they used in it is pink, and then the shimmer in it is not pink. So anyway, so I thought it went really well with the fact that there's the leaves are reddish orange on my picture, and so it kind of adds this fun way of using a color that you might not use in fall time for fall time. And it's one of the bottles that I got, and I haven't really used that much. So I really probably don't use pink as much as some people. So, but I will say that this color challenge is harder for me because I do typically try to use multiple, like I try to not just stick to one color all the time, but you know, we all get in our groove. So if you guys decide that you want to kind of play along with the color challenge with us, definitely pick one of your favorite like Shimmerz colors and try to focus on it and use a color that maybe you don't use all the time or in a different way. So now I'm adding this tag or like label things. I'm going to use some of those wood buttons, and I decided to add that Thicker's word for part of my title. I think it's magical colors, I think is what it says all together. It's kind of hard to see the colors, but when you look at it in real life, you actually can see it. The color is kind of nestled underneath, and sometimes I like to do that. It just kind of just as something fun. And I did use that Maggie Holmes wood button thing. So now I have some other cut files, and I'm like, of course, because I don't have enough on my page already, right? I'm going to try to add these cut files and try to add stuff to where those lines are, because I felt like it needs something else. So, and I used pink paisley paper, the Auburn one from last fall, right? But I'm going to end up also taking some paper clips that are leaves. I think I use that one down on the bottom. So I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to put down at the bottom. I found that Prima little wood chip thing. So one side had like a stamp or something on it, but I actually took the glue piece that they have and flipped it over. And then I took these little chipboard stickers from this year. I want to say that's Echo Park, but I could be wrong. It could be someone else. I bought a pack. I shared a pack. I think those ones are Echo Park. So maybe it's not. Maybe it's Cartabella. So they had some really fun watercolory leaves and stuff. Echo Park had a really cute line too this year. So Megan and I bought some stuff, and then we split it. So, you know. So yeah, so you can see the paper clip up at the top with the cut file, and then down at the bottom I just added some other stuff. So lots of layers, lots of funness. And so now I'm doing my journaling. And so if you want to see better pictures, you can check my Instagram, or, you know, at the end of this, I'll share some pictures too. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys got some interesting ways to use your sprays and your products in a different way. So I'll see you guys later, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.